Shanegotyou11. With me, as always, is Trey. We're doing the West Coast Madden Podcast. Sorry, I forgot to say that right away.
Yeah, messing up from the normal intro.
Yeah, man.
Nah, but how's it going, guys? We're starting a little bit late. I apologize about that, but we are back again for the West Coast Madden Podcast. Um, Hope you guys' weeks have been doing good. Uh, Starting to get a little bit warmer. I know that March is just around the corner, and I actually heard that it's actually the windiest month. I read that somewhere that it's the windiest month in like the whole year. So
Yeah, hey, I apologize. I'm the reason we started late, you guys. My bad, my
uh,
bad. Yeah, what's that saying though, Trey? In like a lion, out like a lamb, right?
I
Isn't that
never
what they
heard that
said?
before, but yeah,
You've never heard that before? The hell, I'm
no.
so old. So the winning topic is what is one topic you want to talk about on the podcast tonight? The one everybody picked was your most embarrassing moment. It is not as embarrassing as people think. I mean, it is embarrassing for that time, but not horribly embarrassing. So Trey, you got to be in on this as well, bro.
Oh no, I got you for sure.
But what do we got on for
We're
topics today, bro?
we got a fair amount of topics. I guess to kick things off, and then we'll do a transition into the embarrassing story. But we had the DreamHack Madden tournament. It was actually a pretty good tournament. I've seen quite a few pros go there, a couple big name streamers and YouTubers in the community. So one of the funniest stories that I heard was okay, so okay, so Jaybird, I guess, was there, and so they all went out, right? And I guess Jaybird ended up getting with some girl, and she was like, the girl said to Jaybird, "Hey, let's go back to her house," right? And then Jaybird paid for an Uber ride back to her house, and then she just went in and then left him out there. So he just paid for the Uber
Damn,
ride.
she played him. Yo, you know what? It kind of reminds
Yeah,
me of I'd go out with my buddies, right, to a
yeah,
bar, and chicks would come up and be like, "Hey, want to buy me a drink?" And they'd be like, "Yeah, girl, yeah," right? They'd buy him a
right,
drink, and the girl would leave.
yeah.
So it's just like that, man. They basically came in and was like, "Yo, get a drink, leave. Hey, I need an Uber ride, go home." Yo, hey, I was gonna ask you that because you're all over social media. But what's up with Jaybird got like freaked out on by pros, and then like his Twitter is deleted.
His Twitter got deleted. I actually didn't know that.
Yeah, at
Yeah.
least when I clicked on the link, it said there's no user available.
Oh, oh.
So I was trying to figure
Yeah,
out what happened. I think he was mad about some like people being able to win by running. But my only
oh,
issue with that is, and like my most annoying thing is abilities. Honestly, I think it bails people out, but it's in the game, unfortunately. And like, so next year when it's a passing game and he says how great he is, and people say, "Nah, bro, you're not good. You only win because it's easy to pass." He can't really say anything back, right? Because then it'd be unfair. Because then he'd sound like a hypocrite, right? Or am I wrong
yeah.
on
I
that?
mean, no, I think you're right. I think, and I mean, we've been saying this from the jump. The consensus with the pro community is that the run game is easy, and it should go back to gun bunch and just have like a corner route and X, Y, and Z every play. So, I mean, I mean, I would say it's easier to run for like the average, person. I mean, I wouldn't argue against that, but at the same time, like,
I no, I definitely agree on that. I definitely, yes. Do I think, how do I say it? Like the general players, like the guys that are decent but not great, they're okay. Do I think a lot of them get to hang around with it because they can run easy and so it makes the games closer? Yes, but what the pros really want is they want it to be a passing game every year so they can just spam like 1-4-6, if that makes sense, or a 3-4.
Yeah.
So it's not much brain thought behind it. It really isn't. It's one of the easiest defenses to do, and then they can do it every year. What's up, Nicholas? But it's the easiest thing to do. You know what I mean? Like just spam a blitz over and over again.
Yeah. And I mean, to be fair, I mean, I would even go as far as to say that for the people that passed this year, the Kivs, like I think it does take more skill to pass than it does to run, because like you have to, like, if you're passing, you have to like dissect everything, because this year the computer's just all over the place. Like you could have like a yellow zone, and the yellow zone, because it's like there's some kind of code in it to where the yellow zone, like, he plays it, but then he sees the receiver go by him, and then he's like, "Oh, he's going right by me, so let me go guard him." Like,
Well, I
so
would say, you know what though, bro? Like
yeah,
if you took away the abilities, I would say it's more skill to pass than
yeah,
run. But with the escape artist and then fast break and then post route and elite specialist, it really bails people out, bro. Like it makes it easier, and they also get to catch the ball more. I thought Kiv went to running, bro. Did he go back to passing? He might have went back to passing. I'm just wondering.
I think he's always going to be a passer. I think him and Skimbo are going to be passers, like, no matter what.
Yeah,
So
and I think that's why Skimbo struggled this year.
yeah,
Now I think he's going to do really good in the LCQ and probably the Madden Bowl if he makes it, because with the abilities now you can run around. Because like on my channel right now, people that are in this channel, I played a guy named STPNI. He's pretty good, but he only showed up right now, and he does that every year. It's always at the end of the year that he does it, and I don't believe it's really him having a job or something else to do. I just don't think he's good enough, and then he figures out everything that works from pros, from streams, from Twitch, and so on, and then he gets really, really good, and all he does is run what almost every top player runs. Trey, for example, they have a deep post specialist, right? They
yeah,
either have Lamar or Michael Vick as their QB, with escape artists, sometimes dashing Deadeye, and then their other wide receivers, an out specialist, and then with the tight end, they put him on a fade delay route, and they hike it, and then run really quick with the 93 speed or 94 speed Lamar or Michael Vick, and then they throw it up, and that's exactly what the guy did. Here, I'm going to show you guys, and Trey can't see this, but what I'm trying to show you guys is what happened, what changed the game. Let's see if it has a pick on here. But that's what I'm saying, though, Trey. I feel like it's gotten pretty simple if you want to know the truth. Like, to play. So, for example, at Trey, I don't know if you have the stream up or not, but I can break this
yeah,
play down for you if you want me to wait. If you don't want me to wait, it's cool. I just want to kind of do a little bit of game film, what I'm talking about, really
yeah. No,
quick.
that's all right. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay,
Yeah,
so I'm gonna do Skyview like I do on the tips. Now, the slot guy on here is gonna do, I believe, an out route. So an out route, the farthest guy on the left side right here is on a streak, and all he's trying to do is hit the guy with the in specialist route right here. So as you guys are looking at the football field, that's what he's trying to do. But I knew what he was trying to do, so I acted like I was going with the out route, and I cut back. and here comes the ball, and it is picked off. Now, earlier in the game, I will show you something that he did that was like I wanted to punch myself in the head, but where was it? Because it's basically I'm trying to explain Trey like what all of them do.
Right.
It's the same thing. Okay, so same formation. There's only a couple formations. So for everybody out there that's watching or later on will watch it, out route again. But this time not a streak, because what he's trying to do is he's trying to bring the guy on the far left underneath to make the guy be open outside. And what he's doing on this time on the far side, on the small side, he's having a Tyreek Hill do a deep post. And he ended up catching it, you guys. Now I want to show you how many players are here, just how ludicrous this catch was. Trey, there was 4 people in that vicinity that he threw. So he threw it up into triple coverage and made the catch.
He agged you, basically.
Did you see it at all, or are you not on the stream?
I'm not on yet.
Okay.
But...
So again, then this one he does the same thing. He's going out and throws again. And I think I showed that one, but that's all he was doing, you guys. All he was doing the same stuff over and over again. Like me, at least, and so that's what they all do. Like, for example, Trey, all they do is they do a couple plays. They do the deep post, the out route, and the out corner route. Like, the deep corner route out or whatever.
Yeah, the Y out of tight offset.
But it's all it's all the same thing. That's what Skimbo does, and that's what all of them do. And it's not really that hard to do. Like, I like to run. I like to run every year. I'm not saying I'd be as good to pass as a passer like Skimbo. I'm not even going to say that. But would it make it easy for me if I had the 97 Vic with 94 speed and I had Escape Artist and I just did those routes? Yeah, over and over, yeah. And just switch it up once in a while, like how Skimbo is smart enough and he switches it up, or Kiv, you know what I mean, Trey?
Right.
That's what makes the difference between them and this kid. This kid's pretty good, but I mean, it still matters the routes. But I think it's pretty easy to pass, honestly, Trey. If you have the post specialist and all those guys, and then the escape artist. If there wasn't abilities, Trey, I would say that most people wouldn't even be able to score.
Yeah, fair enough. I see where you're coming from. I just think the zones, and granted I don't understand how all the passing, QB playmaker and all those abilities worked, so.
Well, I noticed Trey, though, not to cut you off, I apologize, but yeah. I've noticed that if you have an ability on your player, they catch the ball in traffic more, even when it's a bad read. Like I showed on stream for everybody, he threw it in quadruple coverage. If he doesn't have an ability, it's picked off, in my opinion. But go ahead, Trey.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, to sum it up, I think both of us can agree that, running is easier than passing, but all right, let me ask you this question. If an alien came down from outer space and you had to like teach him how to play Madden, what kind of scheme would you tell him on offense and defense? Like, I guess, what do you think the easiest would be for him to have success with it
this year?
If you were to teach him how to play Madden.
Oh, I think this year running's easier overall.
Yeah.
So run,
and
get escape artist on defense. Run 1-4-6 and 3-4. It's brain dead. It's really brain dead. So yeah, so I'd have him do that, and then next year I'd tell him to pass, because it's going to be a passing game next year. I mean, they're already complaining that the zones are too hard to throw on.
which is true. I mean, I think for the most part, I think it's kind of true
But
for the
how
most
easy do
part.
you
But
want it though, Trey? How easy do
yeah,
you want I mean,
I just want them to play the same way every single time. I
sure,
mean,
and it
I don't like. But the thing is that there's some kind of zones to where like it just doesn't play the same every single time. So it's like you have to
right, and I
guess.
wonder if that's
So
the zone threshold. You know what I mean?
yeah.
I'm wondering. I'm saying because I don't think it should be 45 to 38 like people want. And all I'm telling the general public is if you give in to what pros want, you are going to fail more than the pros by far. Don't get it twisted. I've been in enough streams now where I just watch just to see not really their gameplay because they all run the same way, but pros help pros. They're not helping those randoms. Now, once the randoms break through, if a random breaks through and becomes really good, yeah, then he joins the pro crew. One of the pro crews. It'll always be pros versus randoms, and then it'll be crew versus crew right after that. So don't get it twisted. So when they're trying to talk to their little Twitch stream or their YouTube stream, and they're like, hey, don't you think that this needs to be gone? All they're doing is trying to help themselves. So, I mean, if you're just a general player, you're not going to do much. Like, for example, like this STPNI guy that I played. Pretty good player, right? Top 100 player, but he's not in the same realm as a Skimbo as Kiv. He had Escape Artist, he had all this stuff, and he threw it 9 for 19 against me, Trey, for 1 touchdown and 2 picks. I was 7 for 11 for 93 yards, but then the difference is my rushing, he stopped me, but my defense was better. My user was better. Here, I'm going to ask you this, Trey.
All
Do
right.
you think user should matter?
Yeah, it definitely it should matter more than it does. I mean, that's for sure. But
No, I'm saying, like, you know when people click off,
yeah, yeah.
do you think that they should get punished for doing that?
I think that they should get like even though that I do it, I think that it should be enforced because you know, and I even said I was like enforcer. I mean, that's kind of dumb because I mean, really the CPU is just coming in and then just hit sticking you, making you fumble. So either they should dumb out or they just make a generic tackle. Like they shouldn't be hit sticking you. That's my whole thing.
You
So
know
I
what? You know
agree.
what my opinion is, and I mean, also I've given to people so much that people are like, "Shut up, bro."
Yeah.
If you click off, they should just fall to the ground. And I'm not joking
Yeah.
you because I'm not talking about the computer. If the computer tackles you, I'm all good for it, bro. I'm all cool with it.
Yeah.
But when you run into the hole and you're gonna make the tackle and you click off because A, you can't tackle well, or B, you want the computer to hit stick fumble, I think it should fall to the ground. And I know people be like, well, that's not fair. That's wrong. Whoop de whoop. But you're supposed to be highly skilled. That'd be like on Call of Duty, the pros handing the computer the gun for a sniper shot for the win. That's all I'm saying. But anyways, go on
Yeah,
with
I hear you.
DreamHack. I heard that like Clef pissed himself.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I heard some people were saying he pissed himself, and then he tried to say he just peed on the hotel floor, which is so trashy. But I mean, they're young,
I
so
heard I heard that he was hungover the next day, like when he played in the championship that he was hungover. But I actually did not see the stream, so I'd be interested if they have it. But anyway, so yeah, let's do a transition into that. So so you had Clef, the god, the prodigy of Dubby. And on the other side, you had Prodigy, who honestly, Prodigy, I haven't really seen a whole lot of him. I mean, I know that he made an appearance in Madden 18 Ultimate League. I mean, I always thought that he was a skilled player for sure back in Madden 18. But I haven't really heard a whole lot about him this year. But
Is he YouTube or is he PS4 or Xbox?
he's Xbox, I
Oh,
believe.
okay, yeah, I've never heard of him.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying
Never.
it's because he's not good. Obviously, he won DreamHack. Even though I still think DreamHack isn't as good as some other tournaments. Like, last year when Clef won it, it was trash. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
There was, like, no pros. This year they had a few pros. So it was a little bit better, but, like, how come, like, not all the top pros do it? I'm just wondering.
Yeah, and I don't and I heard that there was a lot of other people that go, but I don't know. I mean, I know that Clef went, but I don't know why. I don't know. Maybe because Madden Bull's right around the corner, so maybe people are like, just want to concentrate on that. So that could be
Yeah,
it.
you know
But
what? Maybe you're right on that. But look, I'm going to tell you this right now, Trey, and I don't know. You can chime in with your opinion. I would assume you would, but okay. Let's say you're like the 1% of the 1%, right?
yeah,
So you're like a Skimbo, a Kiv, a Mo, a Problem. Why don't you go to every tournament? You're gonna have plenty of time. Like you have a month to make the last chance qualifier now.
yeah, yeah. It could be the mode. I really couldn't
Was
tell
it
you.
regs?
Yeah, it was regs.
Damn, dude,
So
we have to get to those.
yeah, the only thing regs is just as bad as Ultimate Team this year. So
Yeah, that's true.
it's
I
like,
mean, I
I
just use
mean,
San Fran and I block shed people. So
yeah, Patrick Mahomes is a glitch on that game. He's too good,
yeah, he's
in
almost
my
well, yeah, he's
opinion.
like a Lamar Jackson or Michael Vick or the Mahomes now on Ultimate Team.
Yeah. Yeah, which brings me to my next topic. So I'm talking about like this year. What scheme, because you have different, like, the eye tight, the bunch, different types of schemes, but what scheme has given you the most trouble? Like when you see someone running, you're just like, oh, I'm in for a long game.
Gun Panther.
Yeah, I was gonna say Heavy Panther is like, yeah, Heavy Panther for me is just like, it gives me trouble for some reason. Like QB Blast, yeah, just I don't really have I don't really have that big a problem against other runners. I feel like, but the Heavy Panther
Gun
is
Panther
tough.
just gives me a little bit of trouble. The iForm doesn't anymore. Like I shut it down.
Yeah.
Like I mean, since like probably November, I shut it down. The only thing really, honestly, that gives me a lot of trouble besides that is abilities. You know what I mean? Like, can you
Yeah.
imagine this game without abilities? I think it might be really, really good.
Yeah, I thought Mud Draft was pretty good. I mean,
It
that was
was
the
fun,
mode.
huh?
Yeah, yeah.
And if you got your playbook, let's just say, it would have been it would have been even
Yeah.
better. And like people like okay, so who Noah won Mutt Draft, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people crapped on him.
Right.
And I thought it was ludicrous and Skibbo stuck up for him, but I think it's because they're cool, but like oh, he only won because there's no abilities, or he only won because it's random drafts and playbooks, so he got lucky, whoop-de-whoop. They're kind of right and they're kind of wrong.
Yeah.
They're kind of right that it is random playbooks and players. Like, I got my playbook this year, but I had no fast wide receivers. I didn't draft one fast wide receiver, so all they had to do was press me. Well, on the other hand, though, sorry he doesn't need abilities to get bailed out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He actually, was able to use her and be really good, and it's just crazy. And you know what? Another thing that's even crazier is when I'm in the streams, how all pros, Trey, from different crews will be in those streams and tell each other how to play against the person. So, like, let's say I'm playing Clef, right? And he's
Yeah,
struggling.
and then yeah,
Yeah, they
yeah.
have
I've
other pros do it. The other pros will be like, "Oh, he's running this. How you shut it down is you slide your line over and pinch or whatever." It's crazy, bro.
or it's just like people in general that'll come by and say, "Hey, this is how you stop it," because they want to be cool with them,
Oh yeah,
which
that
is
too.
yeah, that's ridiculous. I don't like that, but oh. But yeah, so shout out to Prodigy for winning the DreamHack tournament. We have the main event coming by, which is the Madden Bowl. Definitely want to stay tuned for that. We'll be doing updates, but I don't know. So out of the people that we know that are qualified, Noah, Voltarax, um, Clef, Drini. I mean, who do you think out of those people, like just in early, because we don't know what the groups are yet, but I guess just realization, who do you think is going to go far in that one so far?
I think Skimbo makes this one. He
Yeah.
has to do last chance qualifier, which is absolutely crazy if you think about it, bro.
Right.
He
I
has
mean,
to
he's
do
like,
it. He
yeah,
has to do what I'm doing right now because he wasn't good enough this year. Well, Shane, he made money by making. I don't care. He wasn't good enough. That's why he's doing last chance qualifier. And the craziest thing is, um, he really struggled, I guess, without it being a passing one.
yeah.
But no, I think now that he has those passing plays and all that, I think he actually probably wins that last chance qualifier. And if he doesn't, bro, I'm not going to speak for him. I don't have a problem with him anymore. I think it would be one of the biggest letdowns ever for the new MCS. And then here's my question to you, Trey: is do you think if he doesn't make a live, right? He doesn't make Madden
Yeah.
Bowl. Let's just say he made the live events, but he didn't go super far. But let's just say he doesn't make last chance qualifier. Do you think he didn't make it solely because how the game is running, or do you think it's more people now that play it, so there's going to be different people winning it now?
I think that I mean, it could be, I think he might just be falling off a little bit, to be honest with you. I don't think it's really about how the game is. I think that, I think he just kind of fell off. I mean, Madden 19, he lost to J Wall in the clubs, and I mean now he won, which is a step up. He won the Patriots Club Championship, but and he had a deep run in the, which I'm surprised that he did not making the Madden Bowl because I think he made like top six, four. Ended up losing to Joke, but I mean that's kind of what I think. I just think that he's kind of fallen off, but we'll see.
I think it just makes it harder that there's more people playing, and I think that's why their biggest problem is with it. Like, yeah, they want the Madden community to grow, but then they don't really want outsiders. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And like for me, it's like, so who won the Madden Classic again? Mo. Okay,
Furious
Mo.
Mo.
So
Yeah, Furious
that's an
Mo.
old head to me now.
Yeah.
He's done it for a while. Butt Draft was Or who won clubs, Trey?
Volterax. Well,
Okay, that's it. What was his first time, right?
yeah, his first time winning
And
like a
then
major.
Noah was a
Yeah,
nobody before this year and
yeah,
won it.
yeah.
So you have basically new people winning it besides Mo. And I think what they said, like I said, 7,600 competed all the way through. And that's more than ever before. And with the payouts and with it being on NFL Network, with it being on all over Twitch now, with it being on ESPN, it's only going to get bigger. And it hurt, like, honestly, Trey, it hurts me just as much as them. If this was 2013 when I made the live event, right? If it
Yeah.
was the same amount of people as now, as there was then, I'd probably be top 6, top 7 every year. So it only hurt me that it blew up, or blowing up, which they need to pay more people because I guess they made $8 million just from mutt packets.
Packs. Yeah. And they get
$8 million, and they
and
paid out what, like.
30,000 for first place. So
So what do you do when you add all that up? It was like 30, 20, 15, 15, 10, right? Something like that. So it's about
yeah.
100K, let's just say. 100K there, and then salary clubs, let's just say it was half a million, or it was 750, I believe. So that's 850,000. Um, so let's just say they spent $2 million on prizes, which they didn't, but let's just say they did.
Right. Right.
That leaves them $6 million in profit. You're telling me they couldn't pay more?
Yeah. I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, that's kind of why I feel like maybe like all the pro players, and I said this before, but maybe if they don't pay more, then they should just start a union and just say
Yeah, but
because
my only problem with that is they'll still only look out for each other. I don't believe the top pro players would be like, yeah, the guy, I think people that make the top 40, even if they don't win it all, I think that they should get money, right? I think
right.
they'd be like, yeah, the top 8 should get bigger payouts. But I believe if you're top 40 or top 50, you should get some money or like coins like we were talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
Because when you think about it, and I mean, it's the same thing with the NFL because
People say, "Oh, NFL players shouldn't make enough money," but who does like do people pay to see the coaches, or do they pay to see Lamar Jackson, Russell Wilson, what I mean, etc. And it's the same thing with Madden, like when people are streaming, they say, "Hey, stream a Young Kiv's game or Henry's game." They don't say, "Hey, stream this random game." So
Yeah, and
yeah,
it's crazy. Okay, so I need to like, and I'm not, and this is not trying to be like an ego thing, but it might come off like that. I got a couple texts though that said, "I'm surprised you haven't made a live event yet. You're one of the top players out there." One guy was a pretty good player. He's not a top pro, but I'd say semi-pro. And then another guy is a guy who tries a lot, and he was like, "Man, I think you do good in Last Chance Qualifier because you're one of the top guys." And it's just weird how people think that because to me it's like, haven't made a live with the MCS era. You know what I mean? So it's hard for me to say like I'm a top player.
yeah. Which
And
technically you're part of the 1%. So
yeah,
yeah,
I'm just not the 1% of the 1%, unfortunately,
right.
which would be
Yeah.
nice. But I mean, yeah, it's crazy though. This is my biggest problem when everybody like a new, even in NFL, baseball, basketball, and even Madden. Everybody wants to crown the brand new player, right? Like he's the best
Yeah.
ever. He's the best ever. Like it was Kiv, right? Well, Kiv's only won
Yeah.
one championship.
Yeah.
So you realize that, like, am I the best ever then? If I go to, let's just say I make last chance qualifier, right? And I win
Yeah.
Madden Bowl. I just win it. Am I the best ever? No. But they wouldn't even consider me that. But I have as many chips as Kiv.
Yeah, but I mean, Kiv has more like live event
Right, but
like
but they said he
experience.
was the best ever though. Him,
Yeah,
Problem, and Skimbo were the best ever. Then it
yeah,
was Dreeny. Dreeny's won more than Kiv. Am I correct on that? Hasn't he won 3?
yeah. Drainer's won more championships. Yep.
Right. So technically, to me, it'd be Skimbo, Dreeny, and then probably Problem.
You would put Problem and Drainy over Kiv as in
Yeah,
terms of
yeah, yeah.
okay.
I mean, why not? Problem's made as many almost live events as Kiv, except maybe a couple, and he only has one less chip. Now, could you say, well, Problem hasn't won in the current era? Yeah, that's true. But
Yeah.
then you'd have to look at the whole body of work regardless because there's only one chip. Do I think it's comparable between Problem and Skimble or Dreeny? No, I don't.
Mhm.
I personally think that, man, this is going to come off harsh. Because I don't have a problem or anybody, and it's going to come off harsh. He's really lucky that there wasn't a Skimbo or a Dreeny back then.
Right.
Like, and I'm not trying to be a jerk because he could be like, well, I have this and I have that. But to me, it's like, does he win all those chips if, excuse me, if Skimble or Dreeny are playing back then?
No, I don't think so. I think that there was good players back then.
No,
I
there
mean,
was
don't
good
get me
players,
wrong.
but
Yeah.
they were like
Yeah.
me. Now,
Yeah.
if you throw me my skill right now back in that tournament, okay, the last tournament,
Yeah.
Problem won. I finished in the top 4. And that's not bullcrapping. That's not being ego. I just know that there wasn't that many good people out there besides Problem and a couple others. So if you only have 3 to 4 great people, right, you're gonna win a chip. But now you have Skimbo, Problem, Dreeny, Mo, Kiv, Clef, Bugs, Little Man, and I go on and on and
Yeah.
on. You see what I'm saying, though?
Yeah.
It
I
definitely would have mattered.
yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. I think Problem was, a big fish in a small pond. Um, but I mean, to be fair, I mean, he made the finals of a few events.
Right, and that's what I'm
So,
saying. That's why I said
yeah.
it's coming across harsh. Is he
Yeah.
very good? Hell yeah.
Yeah.
He's a very good player, man. He's very consistent. Unfortunately, there's better players.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, to me, it's like, it, if I could have been thrown back then and knew what I knew now, I would probably had a bigger following and stuff like that. And then Problem did a great job. He built he built an
He
empire.
built, yeah, he built the movement. I mean, he has a big following on Twitch. So I mean, really, he doesn't even really need Madden anymore.
No, he doesn't.
So
So what he
yeah,
did was super smart.
yeah,
As a competitor, you never want to say that this person is way better than me or better. But
yeah, because everyone's competitive. Yeah,
but I'm sure he knew that as Madden grew, um, as he grew he knew that he might not be top dog anymore. But by then, he built a huge empire, and now he's making bank. Just like that's my goal. I'm not gonna crap on him. He made a lot of money, and he's gonna continue to make a lot of money even when he's 60. They'll just call him Grandpa Problem. You
Yeah,
see what I'm
he'll
saying? And then
yeah.
so like if I'm at 75,000 subs and I'm making 60 to 70K a year, I'm not gonna care if I make live events as much. I'd want to. That's my goal, but it definitely is something. What's up, Little Red? Hey Trey, I got a question. They're saying we're echoing. Are you still on the microphone we've been doing, or are you on the new one?
No, I'm still using the one that we've been using. It was echoing because I was watching it echoes on my end, but when you talk, it doesn't echo, so I don't know.
Yo,
But
Little Red, I love you for that. Sorry, what's that? They were just
but
asking. She said she's making a Mutt Seahawk team.
okay. Yeah, we've been talking about doing that actually.
Oh yeah, yeah, we're gonna do that. Wow. Yeah, okay, hold on. We're gonna talk about the microphone really quick. She said your mic doesn't sound that bad to her, but there's a little noise, but nothing unbearable. Do you guys hear it when I'm streaming
Okay.
normally?
No, because I'm not on
Oh,
I'm not
it's because we have a
talking.
couple people
Yeah,
in.
yeah, two people talking instead of one.
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay, yeah, they said that. Yeah, they said no too. Okay, no biggie. I mean,
Yeah.
it's nothing unbearable. They said. Anyways, go on, Trey.
Okay, so yeah, but we've been talking about doing I know Shane's probably like we're gonna have to make a donation goal or something. Um but I know that when LCQ is over, and there's not really much to do, maybe we can get a few tournaments going on, maybe a few weekend league stuff, and there was an idea that I was thinking about earlier, but it kind of slips in my mind. But I'll when it comes back to me, I'll get it to you.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to do something like I'll still have to do money games, unfortunately,
Yeah.
but then with the new baby coming, I mean, but that's the ultimate goal, though. I guess in general, like what Problem did is smart. Like even Dubby, how many Dubbies won
Yeah.
one championship in 2017 when it was still kind of small.
Right.
That
Right.
was that's why they crapped on Mo. You only won in 2016 when nobody was playing it, which was true.
Yeah.
But then he won it all this year, so quiet.
Exactly. Exactly.
Um, but like W built himself a little empire, and now it's crazy, Trey. You know how many people Madden players are now doing podcasts all of a sudden?
A lot.
Yeah, it's crazy. I feel like it popped out of the woodwork. Which is cool because I mean you get all your views. I'm not like that person who like tries to control the board. I mean there's people before us or be people after us. Okay, so how many more? Dave, we'll get on a couple of topics real at the end. No, Dave, the person that ripped me off was Eric Rayweather. He took my patch notes. He's a thief. You know what pisses me off though, Trey? 45,000 views he gets every patch. Nope.
Yeah, he gets like 40K a video.
Yeah, and
But
40K but
yeah,
40K a
yeah,
video is a lot of money, bro.
yeah. And also, by the way, we are saying that Eric Rayweather did steal the patch ideas. but as far as the podcast, we understand that W has been doing the podcast before us, so
Yeah, but
I
see,
don't
to
I
me,
don't
that's
want
different. That's different to
yeah
me. Like it not like Eric Wayweather is a known thief though throughout the Madden community.
yeah exactly
Like
yeah
if I post a play like, "Hey, here's how to beat 3-4," and then somebody else says, "Hey, here's how you beat 3-4, but it's a little different," that's not really ripping you off because it's all the same. Little Red, Dave, we will get to Ghost Talk in a little bit. We'll see how much left Trey has on his topic, so.
right. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to clear the air on it so that way it doesn't get misconstrued as us saying that we started the whole podcast thing. But anyway, so we're gonna do a transition into the so now we're gonna be doing the poll questions. Shane posted a question on his YouTube. I'm pretty sure that's what he's talking about, right? The poll
Yes.
question. Yes,
And then they
okay.
wanted to get on Ghosts and Aliens, which, I mean. Real quick, Little Red, yeah, patch notes are a little boring. I understand that, but like I've got a lot of people and a lot of subs that say that I do a really good job breaking it down, and it's very informative.
Informative, yeah.
So I mean, so I
Which
do that, but like it just pisses me off though with that Eric guy. But like, yeah, everybody's got to get their piece of the pie. No big deal about that. So that topic was, what did you guys want to see on the podcast tonight? And it was between Tom Brady, um, most embarrassing thing, and one other thing.
I forgot what the other thing was, but I know that those were the two options.
So most embarrassing thing. So I got a couple, and it involves when I was really little, which I mean they're not horrible. Like it's not like oh my god. Okay, so I was probably in fourth grade. I thought I was really getting kind of cool by then. You know, I'm walking across with my best friend. I'm walking across. Oh, 15 seconds of fame. That's right, Little Red. I was
Okay.
walking across, and back in the day, I don't even know if they do it anymore. Trey, do they have projectors still in school when
I
you
mean
left?
they probably don't now, but when I was going to school, they still had projectors. So,
Okay, so it was super quiet. The teacher was teaching us something. She's like, "Hey, everybody, get down. Um, let's get in a little group." And when I did that, I tripped over the cord. I let out the biggest fart ever. Like it was so loud, and everybody like turned around and
wow.
was like, "Ew." And my best friend was like, "He didn't fart." And in my head, that was so embarrassing for me. And that was like the most, like it was dead quiet. Like so, picture like a movie theater, and you just like walk in front and you trip over the cord, fall on the ground, and when you do, you land on your stomach and let out the biggest fart ever.
Yeah.
That was horrible.
So,
The other one, real quick, and then I'll let Trey do it. Is
yeah.
chat. You can say what your most embarrassing thing was if you want. You guys don't have to. But my second one is back in the day. Yeah, way back in the day in the '80s. Okay, chill out. What was the mullet was kind of in.
What do they say about the mullet? It's like business in the front and party in the back or something.
Yes.
Yeah. But anyway.
Yo, okay. Chef Drews just said Shane the Gas Man 11. Thanks, appreciate it. Little Red said your friend said that. You're like, dude, I ripped my ass cheeks open. What are you talking about? Yo, hey, I'm glad he stuck up for me though. But I mean, it didn't matter. It was fairly obvious when I tripped and fell in front of everyone. But anyways, so I got like I had a mullet and I was in kindergarten and I'm getting my hair like braided and I'm like, oh, this
Yeah.
feels nice. And then all of a sudden, this girl goes, "That's not a girl. That's a
That's not a
boy."
girl.
and they all paused, and people looked around, and I was a little embarrassed about that, but the fart was way worse. Okay, Dave, I'll read it out loud. Let's hear Trey's first, and then I'll read out anybody who wants to share their most embarrassing story.
All right. All right. So I feel like, throughout the course of your life, there's moments that are going to be embarrassing. And of course there's always, the ones that stand out the most. Um, but I think that, it just happens a lot of the times, but anyway. So, all right. So I was in school, and like when you start to get a little queasy, you can feel it coming
Hey,
most of the
Corey.
times, right? Yeah,
Corey, I need you to take Lily out. She's got to go poop. Yeah, take her out. I'm on the podcast.
you're good. You're good. All right. I know, but anyway, so sometimes, you be a little queasy, and sometimes you can feel it coming, and, it's all right. You can usually get to a safe spot and, let it happen. Other times, though, it sneaks up on you. It sneaks up on you, and, that's kind of what happened. I was in school, and it just snuck up on me. I wasn't ready for it, and then I just threw up all over the place, and it was kind of embarrassing, but yeah, that's it for me. So that's it. But
Wait, can you hear me now?
yeah, I can hear you now. You're good.
Wait a minute. So you guys could hear me when I said that she has to go to the bathroom?
Yeah, I heard that.
Oh,
I was,
I muted. I thought
yeah,
I muted it.
yeah, no, I could hear that.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I heard that. I was trying to stall for a second. I try to be a good podcast partner and kind of
yo,
stall it
my
out
bad.
when you're,
I
yeah,
thought I muted it.
yeah,
I didn't want to be rude. Um,
yeah.
so yeah, that's bad too. Like, I mean, puking, like, yeah.
It sneaks up on you though every now and then. That's for sure.
Damn, I can't believe y'all heard that. At least
Yeah.
I didn't say something bad, like, I don't know. Yeah, Little Red, tell me your most embarrassing story. So go on, Dave. I apologize, you guys. Now you know my dog has to go out and take a crap.
Yeah.
Yo, talk about embarrassing. Anyways, so Dave said my family was in a big church, and my sister was like 1 or 2, and she was in the daycare down the hall. We were in prayer, and we just hear you effer. Wait, we hear you meffer. We never went to that church. Wait, I'm confused. What's a meffer?
I
We were
think
in prayer.
is it like MF or like is that how you
Oh,
practice?
yes!
Yeah.
Oh, okay, Dave. I see what you mean. Okay. Oh, man. Oh, that's awesome. Oops.
That's another embarrassing moment right there.
Yeah, I have a problem breaking things down when it's like that. Remember that one guy who I'm like, "What's up?" And you're like, "Shane, I think it's racist word or whatever." I'm like, "Oh,
Oh yeah.
oh yeah."
Yeah, I don't even think unless Matt's in the chat, I think he might have been the only one there, but
Weren't
so
you in
like so
there?
like huh? I
I
was
thought
in
you were in
there.
there.
Yeah, no, I was in there. I was the one that banned him after that.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
And like and I was laughing when I heard that because like you said it and then didn't think twice about it. And then I said the word, you're like, "Oh, ban him."
Yo, dude,
But
I really just I thought I muted it. That was so bad. I'm sorry, Trey. But,
Yeah,
like,
it's
my dog's
alright.
whining and having to take crap. My son's like, yeah, I don't want to take her outside. I don't want to take her outside. So I was like, oh, shit. And then, so that was a PG-13. Little Red, so you just threw tantrums when you were young? Nothing embarrassing, really. And Matt doesn't want to share. Okay, hey, we're going to move. Do you have any more topics, Trey? Because I don't want to cut you off on the topic thing.
No, not really. I think we're pretty much done from the topics we need to discuss for this week. So,
Take the dog out on podcasting. Oh, yo, I really didn't know though. Like, I thought I muted it.
it makes it even more funny that we were talking about embarrassing moments than that
I didn't say
happened.
anything that
So,
bad though, did I?
yeah. Nah, you
What?
didn't say anything that bad, but
I
you
really thought I
you
muted it. Okay, you want the ghost
yeah.
story? Okay, the reason why I know ghosts are real, and I'm not joking, you guys, because I'd rather not have to worry about that. So I think I've shared this story before. It's my like only like real good one.
Paranormal. Yeah.
I wait a minute. Oh, Little Red said her and her wifey used a toy, and her mom found it the next day.
That's
Yo,
definitely not. That's definitely not PG. Okay. So the toy was Legos, right? That's what we're talking
yeah, we're gonna
about.
go with it was a
Yeah, we're
Lego
we're
toy.
talking. Okay, so if YouTube's watching it, we're for sure talking about Legos. That's what the
Legos,
toy. Yeah, that's the toy
Legos.
that she's talking
Don't not
about.
let us be monetized.
Yeah.
So my son was born. He was about a couple months old, give or take, and we had a toy that if you hit it, it'd say, you got a double, you got a triple, and so on. It was a baseball game. Lots and lots of Legos. My wife kind of got scared, so fast forward the story, she threw it out. One night, my wife and I are in bed, we'd hear random, like, crying with our kid, and then we'd go check, and he'd be looking up and nothing, and he'd stop and see us whoop-de-whoop. One day we're laying in bed, right?
Mhm.
And you ever get the feeling somebody's watching you?
Yeah, I know what you mean. You just get like an eerie feeling,
Yeah, like a sixth sense.
like out of the side. Yeah, yeah, just
And
for no
and all of a sudden
reason.
I hear, Shane. And I'm not, bro. I put this on my
Yeah.
son's life. I put it on my life, and I froze, dog. And I look at my wife and I go,
Yeah.
"Did you hear that?" And she said, "What'd you hear?" Because she didn't want me to be like, "What'd you hear?"
Yeah.
And like, you know how people like make up stories together, not necessarily, but they feed into each other. And I'm like, I heard Shane, and she goes, "Oh my God, I did too." Well, in between that hearing my name and me looking at my wife, I felt something at the foot of the bed watching me. And I didn't want to turn around. I was scared. Well, whatever it was, realized this, and it went away. We jumped out of bed, freaked out, and we never heard it again, right? Now,
Yeah.
I think, in my personal opinion, I think it was like a passed away relative that knew me. You know what I mean? Like a grandma or a
Yeah, it
grandpa.
wasn't. So you don't think it was like a bad spirit or nothing like
No,
that?
no, because don't you
Yeah.
think it would have like it wouldn't have known my name? Do you think? And it would have
I
made me
mean,
feel like,
maybe. Yeah.
yeah, maybe, but I feel like it left when it felt my fear. Wouldn't it have fed on it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, Dave has a ghost story. He says, hold on, let me read it out loud, Trey, for you.
All right.
Hold on. He said he left his door open, he put a camera on the staircase, and it actually moved. And as he showed the owners, the battery caught on fire. Little Red has. I've never been one to experience paranormal, but my dad said his mom, my grandma had one experience, and she was a very sharp-minded and honest person. And that's that that's definitely. I don't like to make that stuff up because it scares me. But I damn heard my name, and it was not like human. I'm only give you the best voice I could do. It was like Shane. Oh, it scares me. And why do we talk about it right now at night, man?
So it sounded demonic.
Yeah, it was
like that. Yeah.
It was watching from like maybe I don't know if you're religious, heaven. If you think spirits just wander like a third dimension and kind of crossed over.
Yeah.
Like and it broke through the sound barrier. So Little Red said one night her grandma was in her 30s. She was at home with a couple housewives back in the day, and it was really late at night, and they got a knock on their door. I'm waiting for her to finish it. Yeah, Trey. Yeah. Dude, I'm telling you, man, and I'm telling you, Dave, I'm telling all of you guys, that was one of the scariest things I've ever did. So she said, well, my grandma grew up in a real smart town, so housewives back then would help moms soon to be born at their homes. Trey, do you have a scary one while I read it, or no?
I mean, there was this one time. I mean, it's not a paranormal experience, but there was this one time, like, because when I was growing up, there used to be like a park that like me and my friends like we would all hang out, right? I don't know if you ever had that, that part of town where like you would go to hang out with everybody and stuff, but we were hanging out there, and like we would stay out there pretty late because we lived like really close to there, and so it was nighttime, and there was like a car that pulled up, and it's really not that scary looking back now because it's not like it was like in a secluded part of town or whatever. It was just you know kind of creepy. It was kind of an eerie vibe though. Even though that there were houses like all over the place, it was kind of kind of sketchy. But a car just pulled up, and a guy came out, and like he pulled up right behind us, like he was just going by, and then he just like stopped all of a sudden, and then he just like got out and started looking, and then we just all went out. But
Yeah, that's creepy though, man.
yeah.
I did have a crackhead talk to a shoe walking down the street by me before.
Nice.
Wow.
So yeah.
Hold on, let me finish the Little Red story. So after the delivery that night, they told the family they helped that if they hadn't sent the woman who knocked on the door to let them, or to tell them my grandma and her housewives wouldn't have known. The family was confused and told my grandma and her housewives that they never knew the woman they described and never sent anyone to help. Yeah, that's creepy. So the person was some random like ghost or random stranger. That's crazy. Oh man, dude, I wish we didn't bring up ghost stories. It scared the hell out of me. I don't like that, man. I'm just saying that now I know there's probably an afterlife, bro. Doesn't mean I know what it is,
Yeah.
but that wasn't my voice, Trey. That my wife would never be able to get that low.
Yeah.
It sounded like a machine almost. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You know those weird machines? Like, I can't describe it. Like, oh man, bro, it was just so deep and like scratchy sounding. I feel like they were watching, and it, for some reason, they were able to like connect.
Yeah. And I mean, and I'm kind of into like I'm not really that into like, horror and like, things like that, but I mean, one of the things that I've been kind of interested in is Area 51. because why is it like that like it's that closely guarded if there's like nothing in
You,
there?
you want to know my personal opinion on that?
What?
I personally think they run stuff that they aren't wanting civilians to know, and testing on stuff,
Yeah,
and
it's
testing on
like
people. I don't know if it's like people like that or like volunteers. Because here I'm gonna say something. So like back in the early '90s, right? You remember Unsolved
yeah,
Mysteries at all?
yeah. I love
Robert
that
Stack's
show.
voice scared the
Yeah,
hell out of me too.
yeah.
Um, this guy, right? He one night late, and he had the video of it. He showed he was near Area 51. What's that? It's Nevada, right?
Yeah, it's like Rachel, Nevada, right?
Yeah, something like that. Well, anyways, he
Yeah,
was over that area, and he took pictures, and it was like, like the circle that you think of the typical UFO, like the little lights,
yeah,
and it zoomed, zoom, 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 multiple. Freaked out. He told the local news he had a UFO report and he's going to take it. So this lady got on air, said, "We have a local man who will bring the tape to the newscast tomorrow." Blah blah blah. They interviewed him. He said, "I'm going to bring it tomorrow and show the tape." Right? I think it was like
yeah.
1991, 1992. So, anyways, he said the next day, two men knocked on his door in black suits and shades.
Yeah.
And they're called, what are they called?
Like FBI agents or something.
Yeah, but what do what
Yeah.
do the UFO people call them? Men
Oh,
in
the
Black.
camo dudes.
Yeah, Men in Black. That's what it is.
Yeah, yeah.
One guy talked to him, and one guy said he had to use the bathroom. Well, they talked to him. They identified themselves as government workers. Whoop de whoop. Right?
Yeah.
They left. Well, when he left, he went to go get the tape so he could go to the channel. He couldn't find it. It was gone. The government said, "We don't know what you're talking about." All this stuff. They had an update because they have it on YouTube. So you guys go check out Unsolved Mysteries on YouTube. A lot of it is, a
Yeah.
lot of the mysteries have been solved. They're not as cool as the originals aired. Anyways, it was an update. I think it was like update 2000, right?
Right.
It was new planes that they were flying. And they're now in the military. I can't remember what they are, like F-14s or
something like that. Yeah.
They were just super fast, yeah. And
Yeah.
they're practicing like they're doing like sonic speed. So I think it's kind of like that. I'm not saying I don't think there's
Aliens. Yeah.
because there's so many planets and galaxies out there, but for me it's like a lot of the stuff that I think the government's doing that they think we're hiding like green aliens. I think a lot of it is they're doing like they have technology that they don't want to share. I've heard that they're 50 to 75 years ahead of us.
Yeah, I've heard that too. I think that's what they're hiding at Area 51 is just like advanced technology and like weapons in general. So, but
Well,
I mean,
and
it
that's
would be interesting, like if there was ever like a zombie apocalypse, and I would be the first one to die if that ever happened. But hypothetically, if there was, and I survived somehow, I mean, it would be pretty cool to like look because there would be no one to stop you. And if there were aliens there, then they would still be there. So the
What's up, Brian? What's up, Little Red? Go ahead and share the story, Little Red. I'll read it out when you do it. But Trey, it's crazy though because I think it's simpler than people want to
Yeah, exactly.
believe.
Yeah.
Like, of course it'd be cool. Oh, you Area 51. There's green aliens and a plane
Yeah.
crash or a crash happened.
Yeah.
And to
But
me, it's like they're 50 to 75 years ahead of us. So they're probably doing stuff like look at the F-14. It was something like the F-14, like supersonic airplane. They were practicing, and the government showed up to the guy's house and didn't want it released. And just like one government official said that if an asteroid ever came and was going to destroy Earth, they would never let us know because it'd create mass hysteria. You see what I'm saying?
yeah.
How do you feel about that? Do you feel like they should tell us if they know or no?
I mean that kind of gets into the I don't want to say the political side, um, because I feel like there's red and blue. There's people that say, oh, the government should be all this and tell you everything, and then there's like and and then there's people that make conspiracy theories about the government and this, that, and the third. So, but I just like I'm not saying that they need to go into full depth, but I'm just curious as to why it's like that securely guarded. You know what I mean? That's it. But
I yeah,
because
I do.
because
I do too. I do too. But like, would it scare us? Would you want to know?
I mean it might be cool at the same time. I mean there could be like um some kind of cool aircraft or something. I mean, shit, who knows what could be
I think a
there?
lot of it is just government related. I do. Like I
Yeah.
said, I do believe there's different life forms on different planets. We're not the only galaxy out there.
But you're saying as far as Area 51, you don't think that there's aliens there?
Later, Dave. Have a good night. Thanks for showing up. No, I
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah.
I just don't. And
Gotcha.
it's not saying that I don't believe in it. I just think they're hiding stuff. I think the government is hiding stuff. They don't they don't show all the presidents everything they know. They hide stuff from the president, the Secret Service and stuff. They know way more than we ever knew, and that's why they get old so quick in that little time. Uh, Little Red said that they have a family in Kansas where like they have like mechanical failures and like the batteries get drained. I wonder if it's near like like mines where they can drain them. There was
Yeah.
another story on Unsolved Mysteries, Trey, and Little Red. This kind of goes to your story. This family was getting sick. Neighborhoods were getting sick. Kids were dying. They didn't know why. They later found out that the government was testing stuff in the neighboring city, which was a dead city, which means nobody's there. But then they put it in the water, and it drained into the neighboring water. So they were running tests in the other city, and didn't think that it'd leak into like the ground and the water, and it got into the water in the neighboring city and was killing the kids.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that that's what people were saying too, because I mean it's not really that far of a theory to say that Area 51 there's probably some kind of chemical stuff that might kill you, the average person. But I mean, if it was that simple, then why would they just say, yeah, that's what the problem is?
It's crazy, like and like Little Red, yeah, you're right. It's crazy. I don't know, like it's everybody's opinion. I could be super wrong, but anyways, you guys, those are the stories that we had today. Trey, do you have anything else?
Oh no, not really. So be on the lookout because this is going to be an ongoing thing for next week. There's going to be another, I guess, random question, which hopefully this kind of gets more engagement because I know that whenever I would come in the beginning of the broadcast and I would say, hey, what kind of underwear did you wear today? That's the question for the comment section, and no one would, partake in it. So, but hopefully people are going to partake in this new system as well. So,
Yeah, we got some votes, so I mean, I think we should just do it
yeah,
this way. And like next week is Trey's, so it's on
right.
Trey to pick three poll options. He'll tell
Questions.
me, I'll
Yeah.
post it. You guys vote. But thanks for tuning into the West Coast Podcast. I'm Shanegotyou11, and with me as always is Trey. Thanks to Little Red, Dave for being here,
Yep.
Nicholas, and a couple others. We'll see you guys next Thursday, unless my wife has a baby. All right, you guys.